Sexual repression happens when one is made to inwardly wrestle with sexuality without ways to cope. I want to cleanly outline what this is and what it isn't by using two cases. The first would be pedophilia or other harmful sexualities. Sexual repression, in this case, would be taking pedophiles as a concept in a culture, shaming them, demonizing them, and making them afraid to come out and admit they have a problem, leaving one who is wrestling with this mental health issue to handle it by themselves with no guarantee whether or not the outcome would be desirable. Sexual repression is not constructively helping these individuals to deconstruct their issues with the goal of eventually losing their pedophilic tendencies altogether. This approach of positively approaching a sexuality varies on the situation, but for this example of pedophilia, this would be the right thing to do. A more specific example would be the case of Elliot Rogers, who, if you at least skim his manifesto, shows clear signs that he was dealing with some sexual/mental issues inwardly, and was not reached to in a manner that would potentially diffuse what became of him. I'm not trying to excuse his choices at all, I'm simply using him to make my point. It's important to make this distinguishment. I'm hesitant to say this because it's a rather silly sentiment. But sexual repression is not by any means referring to abstaining from sexual activity, and rather ironically I've witnessed groups putting pressure on such people to engage in sexual activity with the reason of, you don't want to be sexually repressed, without realizing that they are ironically the ones repressing these abstainers to begin with by creating the same previously discussed atmosphere of stigmatizing them.